Are you certain that's a good idea?
Yeah, I'll stop him.
Stop me.
From eating her.
Look, let me go. I just want to go home.
I mean, how could you resist that?
Good point.
Howdy, folks. Welcome on back to You, Me, and the TV. And it's time for some more Midnight Mass. Get those communion wafers ready.
Why, every time he's gotta be so corny about everything. You practice it?
Yeah, I do.
Practice it before we start?
Every time. What happened at the end of last Midnight Mass?
It's impossible to forget because Riley got eaten by this vampire. Or at least his blood was being sucked by this vampire creature.
Yeah.
And the Monsignor just pulled the door closed.
Yep. Letting it happen.
He happened to see. So, a couple of options. Either this vampire creature kills Riley, or this vampire creature sucks his blood and then does what he did to Monsignor and turns him into a vampire.
Yeah.
Either way, not great.
So what should we just jump in and see what happened to Riley?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But first, like, comment, and subscribe. Come hang out with us. This show's crazy. Let's watch it.
Yeah. And check out our Patreon link down below if you want early access to our videos, full-length commentaries, or access to polls to help us pick what we watch next. Links down below. Check it out. Let's watch some more Midnight Mass.
Here we go. Yeah, never came home. Book 5, Gospel.
Rumor is he's been spending a lot of time with Miss Green.
Well, good for him. He's an adult. He can find just a little comfort in his... Good for him.
Well, that's not very Catholic of you, honey. Oh, no.
Wow, you look... Do you like it? I dug it out of that footlocker in the closet upstairs.
20 years younger?
Still, I think it fits pretty well, don't you think? Shall we?
When is she going to start freaking out?
His daddy never did right by him and me. Well, I did my best.
Oh, the drug dealer.
All right, Bull taking off.
Bill! His name is Bill. My so-called friends called him Bull when he started selling the weed. And, well, at least they didn't call him Bong. Lining up at church making a big show of how pious you are because you sure as ain't Christians.
Ma'am, I'm not Christian.
You know what I'm... When something like this happens, we are all supposed to be the same.
So they all got kind of like southern accents, so it makes me think like North Carolina coast or something.
Maybe. She was the only one with a southern accent. Maybe she's a...
Oh, the doctor's mom, too.
Oh, yeah.
Darling.
Oh, gosh. What's going on?
Oh.
Millie.
She actually looks younger than her daughter.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought he was with you.
Joe?
Yeah, it's not suspicious at all. 3 people from the tiniest island ever go missing.
1% of the population has all of a sudden disappeared.
Great, I'd appreciate that. All right, thanks, Mike.
Sheriff's about to get real busy.
He went to AA at St. Patrick's with Joe Colley.
Joe was there? You sure?
I don't know. I just assume so, because he's going to those meetings. And
I believe you. All right, I'm not trying to pry. I'm just hoping he said something, anything that might tell us where he went. All right, it could be
he's got to be putting 2 to 2 together with Joe was with him at AA and he's missing too. What's going on?
Was he afraid of it, intrigued by it, or?
He seemed fine. But that's what they say. People who aren't okay. People who... They say that about people who kill themselves. That they seemed fine.
Oh, did his wife commit suicide?
No, his wife had pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that's right. Just the way he was looking, I was like, it hit close to home for him or something. That's right, she died of cancer.
Special night, boys. Eyes up.
Ears open.
What's that supposed to mean? What's happening tonight?
Beverly Keene. Oh, God gave you back to us.
So even Mildred's weary of Bev.
It's because Bev's a freak.
The gospel of the Lord.
Look at the crucifix.
Yeah, it's covered.
Is our friend behind the
I
covering?
think it's Riley,
Or a demon?
but that would suck.
And barely controllable emotion. Barely controllable. That's what Jesus felt.
What if it's Riley, and then what if he brings Riley back to life? That'd be really creepy.
He has a few allies, and then more, a congregation, and then more and more people spread that good news, tell that good story, and then God has an army.
I can feel my blood pressure rising.
Orders. God's army. Now, make no mistake, it is a war. That's what an army is for. So, as a congregation, as God's army,
Making an army of vampires.
Sarah's like, picked a weird time to come back to church.
his own son. Just look at what Jesus had to endure today. We had to call it the new covenant.
She's not liking him.
No, she's like, what's happening here?
Welcome to God's army.
Oh, God.
We're going to do great things.
Okay.
His sermons are intense.
Yeah, they give me anxiety.
I don't want you going back there ever again. What? That is
Something's wrong
not
with him.
My church.
Oh, God.
Is it Riley?
This is Vampire Riley. Oh,
Where the hell have you been? I have been calling you all day.
Sorry.
Don't do that. Where were you? Where were you?
Do you remember a few days before you left town?
I was eaten and turned into a vampire, and now I'm here.
Smoked a pack of cigarettes, watched the sun come up. Will you do that with me now?
Don't do it.
You can go for a ride?
Oh, God.
Well, Riley's alive.
No. He's undead.
Where's he taking her?
I don't know, somewhere to eat her.
To the little island?
And I've got to ask now. What's this about, Riley?
He brought her out here for the demon to get her. Right, where nobody could see it.
I'm gonna tell you a story, but you're not gonna believe it. I just need you to listen. You promise me that?
Yeah, you can.
Hey, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Don't try to talk. You just relax. You focus on breathing, okay? You're doing great. No. Oh, okay. Hey, you're fine. Stop. Actually, oh, shh. Hey, you're okay. See, God still has a plan, and death isn't part of it anymore. Not for all of us. We don't have to do it. How are you feeling?
Bit rough.
Here, please, have a seat.
Weirdest AA meeting ever.
Oh, he's hungry.
I can, well, I can't exactly explain, but I can give it a good try. The important thing is not to go outside right now. I'll explain everything that I can to you, and you will feel better when I do. Sit.
I doubt that.
We're having the meeting. I promise it's okay. You've had a long night.
Now he's at VA.
Vampires Anonymous.
And I send the boy home, tell him to come back in 3 days. So 3 days pass, the boy returns, and
it was better.
yeah, he was running around that little box as right as rain. And
Just Caught a new mouse.
Moment. It sustained him for, what? Was it almost a decade?
It's him, right?
Acting at all?
How do you know that story? Who are you?
You know who I am. Come on.
It's Pruitt. Yeah, that's their story.
Mysterious ways, but he does. I can testify to that. And he worked through me, and Joe Colley was called home.
Killed him.
It's not as simple as that.
No, you killed him. You and that thing.
Riley?
No, what was that thing?
You have to calm down.
What the was that thing?
An angel.
Oh, good. He's up.
A little worse for wear.
Bev.
She just walks around the blood pile.
Come over here. You stand here. Stand.
Is Bev a vampire already, you think?
No, she's just evil.
Okay, she's just evil.
Are you certain that's a good idea?
Yeah. I'll stop him.
Stop me.
From eating her.
Look, okay. Let me go. I just want to go home.
I mean, how could you resist that?
Good point.
All right, a little closer. Yeah. Yeah. Just a little bit closer.
Sturge and I will be in the rectory when you're ready for the next part, Monsignor.
I'll draw back the curtain when we're done.
What's the next part?
You'd no idea.
So what did you feel when she was close to you?
Real bad hunger pains.
On me. He had taken that guilt. He had cleansed my conscience, for I had simply done his will. A murderer, maybe. So was Moses. I'm hardly unique as a soldier of the Lord. I'm not hardly unique in this room either, am I? I mean, you've killed someone.
Oh, ouch.
I killed Joe. I watched myself do it with my own hands, and I have no guilt, none, no remorse. I have been spared all of that. How does it make you feel?
Angry.
Nope. How does that make you feel?
Fucking angry.
No!
Annoyed?
How does it make you feel?
Jealous?
Jealous.
Yeah.
God and Heavenly Father, grant us the serenity to accept that which we... I am sorry, by the way, that you were frightened last night. I was frightened, too, when it happened to me. All the people at the tomb when they rolled away the rock. They were all frightened. All of them. Miracle.
I am frightened of him.
Senior was scared. We were all tested. But for some reason, Riley Flynn, God has chosen you. You. To receive this blessing, and we will not question his will. That's all that's important right now. You are being tested.
Oh, she's jealous. She wants to be a vampire.
This is God's will.
God's will.
Yes. Yes. Riley, do not mock God's will. We know it from his own word, don't we, Sturge?
Sturge is the one they're going to feed off of here?
Is real drink, and whomever eats my flesh and drinks my blood will remain in me and I in them. Gospel of John. And it's pretty specific, isn't it? You ask, the fifth bowl of God's wrath plunges the world into darkness, which won't be an issue for you. Blessed among men smirking when I say God's will.
She's so envious.
Yeah.
When supper was ended, he took the cup. Again, he gave you thanks and praise.
Saying Sturgis is Jesus.
It's okay, Riley. It's gonna happen. This is.
I never drink the wine. I never do.
Accept it
I don't like it.
with serenity.
That's blood.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't drink that.
Amen. And that's why we share this gift.
He's just like preaching justification, right? Like he's just like trying to justify all of the horrible things he's done by saying it's good, it's fine.
I don't know if it's so much justification. I think it's something we talk about after. It's deep discussion.
The wonders that you will experience out there, you'll see things you never saw before. Colors, lights, you'll hear things, smell things.
Just all in the dark, though.
Not everyone is ready for the Lord's revelation, Riley. Jesus took care to show them. But whoever you choose to enter communion with, whoever serves God's purpose for you, and you are in the communion of saints, remember that it's a gift. And God will tell you who to share it with.
Oh my God.
He's going to share it with Erin.
I hope not.
Beverly.
But if he tells people.
What of it? That's what apostles are for. The doors stay open as the gates are always open. How else does gospel spread?
She is so jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just standing over his parents right
Yep,
now.
super creepy.
He's going to all of his loved ones and seeing if God's will is speaking to him.
So, you've told me that story. You
Brought you out there in the middle of the ocean.
because
Oh God, don't eat her.
I mean, I'm not scared. Not of you.
Is this like an Bella and Edward sort of situation, or?
This is way better than Twilight, babe.
I really hope he doesn't eat her.
Bring you out here to scare you or to isolate you.
Right.
What is he seeing?
Stars. Just more clearly.
I knew you wouldn't believe any of this unless you saw. I want you
Oh,
to run.
the sun's coming
But I
up.
believe you're gonna row back there and do
He's
everything.
killing himself in front of her to know that, to tell her that what everything he just said is true. So she knows what she's up against.
I love you, Erin Green. I love you my whole life, one way or another.
I love you too.
Oh, that sucks.
I did my best.
Father Paul's gonna be pissed.
That he just offed himself.
Yeah, one of his apostles just killed himself. Also, did the boat not catch on fire? He was on fire inside of it.
I think, well, once he was gone, the fire probably went out. There's no more flames.
Also, Kate Siegel. Oh my God. That scream was amazing. It's tortured. It was impressive.
All right.
Also, wow.
What's going on in your head?
So many things. Like, Father Paul's gonna feel like that is, like Riley not having faith, right? Not having enough faith to believe in the God.
And his path forward.
Correct.
To be a warrior of God,
Yeah.
like he was just preaching in his sermon.
Yeah, exactly. And really, I think that is Riley having faith in God and trusting that,
This is the wrong path.
yeah, that whatever path Father Paul put him on was not the right one.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a really...
I'm loving it because it's taking... So, Monsignor Pruitt is a devout Catholic priest, right? So his faith is unquestioned.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds in the Holy Land, even though he was, dementia, whatever, what he thinks is an angel, right? Which is actually a vampire. And so he thinks because this angel resurrected him,
right,
that he's now doing God's work.
Yeah.
Right. I've that's what's so fascinating about this. All of his speeches to Riley this episode were complete, like, truths, like his faith.
His complete faith, His complete faith in God has led him to believe that only an angel would resurrect him and save him and do these things.
So that no matter what he does now,
that it was only God's will that would do this.
It's the righteous path.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of, it's really interesting just because, it makes you draw parallels to real life and how devout religious people often feel like whatever path they're on is the righteous path, right? I mean, maybe it's not. Not saying that devout people are not on a righteous path, because I'm sure most are, but it's interesting, the parallels there.
What I'm loving about this is Mike Flanagan, who's obviously was raised Catholic, he's taking these stories from the Bible and the gospel of the Bible and, like, taking something else that was actually spawned from the Bible itself, but he's kind of like combining them back together.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause
almost showing you how the Bible in its interpretation can be
like Jesus was a vampire.
Both good and or bad, right? Like the interpretation can be used for good as well as bad.
But the whole, like, communion, which has been a huge theme for this whole series since the very beginning. This is my body given up to you. This is my blood given up for you. That's literally what is happening.
So now are we to think that Jesus is a vampire?
I think it's playing on that concept.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a very cool conglomeration of everything, right? Intrigued on to see where this all goes.
Me too.
Like, is this a one-season show? Or I feel like it is, because that's his...
I would imagine,
his jam. The whole concept is this could be multi-seasons, really.
Yeah, I think he does a good job of tying things up.
I have a feeling like
this is going to be tied up by the end.
I think it will be tied up, and I think what happened at the end of this episode is the steps towards that ending, with Riley showing Erin, look what happened to me, don't let this happen to you.
Right.
This is what's going on in the island, telling her the whole truth, right? And then sacrificing himself so she truly believes it. So that when she rows back to the island,
there's no doubt in her mind that this is actually happening.
And so people that will be on her side will be the sheriff,
the doctor,
and her mother, because the mother saw it.
Yeah, she knew that that's not the man that I love.
Like, it's a false prophet.
That is a different man. Very fitting that Monsignor Pruitt and Father Paul are very different people. Not the same technically the same person, but in belief, completely different.
But she was able to see that after she came back from her.
She's really the only one that
knew who Monsignor Pruitt was at that at his age. It's interesting.
Very interesting.
Can't wait to see how this all wraps up.
I know. It's super interesting.
What else is on your mind? Anything else after this episode? So we thought Riley might have been dead last episode, but now we know he really is dead.
Yeah.
Right. So the main character is killed off with 2 hours left to go.
Yeah. Flanagan does a great job of just kind of making you question everything.
Yeah.
Right? Just kind of making you question everything you thought you believed, everything that you think you understand a little bit, everything that you've interpreted in your mind.
Yeah, like the whole time until I saw the sun rising on his face, I was like, Riley, no, wait, he's not going to turn her. He's just killing himself.
Yeah,
I thought maybe he wanted to make her his communion so they could be, together forever.
Right.
But no, he went the
But this isn't Twilight.
It's better than Twilight. So what should people comment on?
I don't know.
For those knowledgeable in the vampiric world, with the vast majority, without giving, specific details from a certain piece of media, fill us in on some of the lore of vampires that we might be missing here.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like it.
So that we can,
because I definitely
don't
get it all.
Final 2 episodes,
yeah,
right?
I mean the only
without spoilers of what this story wraps up into, but just like the general lore of the vampire world.
That'd be helpful, probably.
Yeah. Anything else?
Like, comment, and subscribe. Come hang out. We got 2 hours of this left.
Yep.
I'm kind of sad to see it go because it's
really good.
Interesting.
I mean, all these actors are just so...
They're fantastic, yeah.
Love
the
to
dialogue,
see them feast on
the
what they're
Father
giving.
Paul dialogue.
Oh, he is amazing in this.
Oh my gosh, who's that actor that plays him?
I gotta look him up.
He is killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so much dialogue, and he's just delivering it all in very impressive ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Also, check out our Instagram and Twitter, at You Me The Movies, if you want to follow us there to get updates, little behind-the-scenes pictures and stuff like that. At You Me The Movies on both Twitter and Instagram.
Also, if you have any ideas for what you'd like to see on Instagram and Twitter, let us know, because I struggle most days, to figure out we try to avoid some areas just for anonymity's sake, but if you have something in particular you'd like to see on Instagram, comment below.
Also, we have a Patreon if you want early access to our videos, full-length commentaries, and access to polls to help us pick what we watch next. Links down below. Check it out. Until next time, have a good one.
Bye.